she's still not a big fan of cameras. Or me. Especially cameras. And especially me.
Oh boy, guess what's finally done? It's the Savannah monitor enclosure. I didn't give you time to guess, but you probably read the title of the video. So I've had the Savannah monitor for quite a while, and what's hopefully her final enclosure is actually completed now. We didn't film a ton of actually creating it. It was me and the first GoHerping employee, who I forgot to introduce in the video, so we'll save that for another time. But basically, we built this from scratch after buying this tub and a bunch of supplies. It took about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and we're still adjusting little things. There's still things to add. It's definitely not completely done. Pretty much none of my enclosures are ever completely done. I'm just always adjusting little things. But it's here now. I had the Savannah monitor in a 40-gallon for the past couple months, so now nobody can expose me for keeping a monitor in a 40-gallon. Talking about you, Sammy. Most people watching this don't know who Sammy is, and I envy those people. Is that too mean? Anyway, she went from a big ugly custom built to a 40 while I temporarily moved, and then into this. This is 6 feet by 6, or it's a 6 foot diameter. I think it's like 400 gallons. I can't remember. Who cares? It's big. I had the dumb idea of custom foaming the entire thing, and we did it. It took longer than I anticipated. It took so much silicone, so much foam. I'm gonna put all the prices of everything up on the screen. I think the final total has been about $500 or $600 so far, and it's not even done. Monitors are not a cheap animal. But now I'm just going to show you the different parts of this and talk about how she's liked it, and the adjustments that I need to make from here, and whatever else I feel like fits. First off, I learned that there are 3 things that you need before you can keep a Savannah monitor. 1, you need more time than the average human because it just takes so much time. 2, you need more space than like the average bedroom just for your own lizard. And 3, you need to hate money. I guess I've nailed all 3 of those because I have a monitor. Like I said, about 400 gallons. This is a metal galvanized steel tub. I got it from Tractor Supply Co. I have a kit down below with all the stuff I used to make this monitor enclosure. Usually the base dimensions that I hear are like 4 by 4 by 8 feet for a full-grown Savannah. Mine is a female, and she might be kind of stunted. I feel like we use the word stunted a lot in these videos with different animals, but this one I'm pretty certain about because I've had her for a year, and she's grown some, but not very much, and I've been just packing her full of animals, of food. I mean, they are animals. Tons of dubias, good number of rodents, scrambled eggs, super worms, mealworms, like all this like healthy stuff and fatty stuff and all this stuff just to try and get her weight up. And she eats it all, but she still just does not gain much weight. She just like poops it all out. For one, I don't know how old she is because I am her 3rd home, and the first 2 didn't sound like it was great care there. Hopefully this is the peak husbandry that she's had, but it might be the fault of the previous owners as to why she's not growing, because I'm pretty confident that I've been feeding her well. Either way, I either have a monitor that's smaller than an adult blue tongue, or she's still growing. Hopefully she's still growing, but if she doesn't, she'll have a lot of space to enjoy. The enclosure only has 1 plant right now. I got 2. The second was too big, so I returned it to Home Depot, and the other one's already dying. It was dying before I could even finish making it. It might be the lighting because there's almost no lighting on this enclosure right now. I want to add some like nice LEDs over. Also, there's only 1 heating lamp right now. It gets nice and warm. I have some stone tile stuff for her to bask on. Still, I want it to be warmer, so I'm going to add more heat lamps. And although most people say they don't require UVB, I'm going to go ahead and give her UVB anyway, because like why not? She basks. It makes sense to give her UVB, I think. And then, like I said, I want to put LEDs just for brightness for the plants. Hopefully I add more plants that survive, and just to make it look nicer, especially in videos. So I decided it would be cool to have a nice built-in cave. I didn't really think it through because now I can't really remove it, and it's harder to get her out and like access her. But who cares? It's a cool looking cave. It's like a cave. I don't know what I was gonna say. Multiple hiding spots. There's a ramp, a part that she can go climb up on top of the cave, and there's about like a foot of substrate maybe. Some people say 2 feet of substrate for an adult, maybe more. She tends to not burrow very much. She's more of a climber than a burrower. It kind of depends on the individual Savannah monitor. But she's got a foot of dirt in there. I got organic garden soil from Home Depot, I read through all the ingredients, and it's basically just dirt, like sanitized dirt. So I felt comfortable using it, and yeah, I'm happy with it. It's cheaper than like a bunch of Eco Earth or a bunch of coconut fiber or whatever type you get. And it is only one type right now. Might still add some cypress mulch or something into it, but for now I think that'll do. It holds humidity quite well, so I'm happy with it. The entire outside of this is completely foamed, which took forever. Took a lot of dirt. I already said that, but I'm gonna keep saying it because it took forever. Did I mention how long it took? It looks cool though, I'm happy with it. There's still some little spots that are missed. I might just like get some acrylic paint and paint over those little spots eventually, but I'm just tired of working on this enclosure, so I'm just gonna leave it as is for now. Next up, the lid. The lid ties into how much she's enjoying the enclosure. Every person I sent a picture to or that saw it in person was like, she better appreciate this because it clearly took a lot of work. She doesn't appreciate it, at least not yet. She's escaped from it multiple times, and yeah. Basically the top has had its flaws. I wanted to make something as clean and minimal and unnoticeable as possible. Basically a lid that didn't look like a lid, but it turns out a lid that doesn't look like a lid doesn't act like a lid either because it doesn't keep the animal inside. It's not a good lid. It's basically lidless. It looks cool though. We use zip ties in the middle because I didn't have enough screen, but she's not getting out of that. I'm very confident that's not where she's getting out. Just as I was filming this, I noticed that this part of the duct tape came off, so she probably climbed up the side. She is in there now. I've been keeping the door closed just in case, but I need to finalize that. So I just went to Home Depot until I found stuff that might work. It is tubing, like plastic tubing for pumps or whatever. I just duct taped a bunch of tubing and then duct taped like porch screen to the tubing. Now I did use screen over glass or acrylic or something that's more solid. Ideally, they do have more humidity, but from what I understand, it's more important that they have humidity in their substrate. So, or like down low, like more moisture down there. So it's fine if the air humidity isn't super high. Ideally it won't be super low, but so far I'm confident and comfortable with how the humidity is, even with a screen top. It just looks nicer, it has more ventilation to make sure it doesn't overheat or anything. So yeah, if I have to change that, I can put plastic on it or something. Hopefully the screen will work, because I think it looks better. So yeah, she keeps just leaving. I don't know why she's so intent on leaving. It's not like it's like super burning up or super freezing in there. The temperatures aren't perfect yet, like I said, but they're not as nice as like hiding behind the Franklin's tub or something, or the boa enclosure. And then, yeah, so for the hot spot, like I said, it's not quite hot enough yet. I got some tile, also from Home Depot. Home Depot is just like the store I'm at daily now. So that tile warms up more than the substrate, so she can just like hang out on that and warm up. And then there's just a very lame plastic tub. I want to get some nice big like dish or something that looks much nicer water-wise, but for now the plastic tub that I had with her before works, so it's in there. I also just stuck a random hide in there. So it's like I want it to be a little more full. It's not as full as I want. I want more plants, I want more hiding places, and I don't know, maybe some rocks and other stones or whatever. It might just be time to go with fake plants for this one, because yeah, who cares? Other than that, it was an interesting project, in a good way. Again, it was more expensive than I was hoping, so rest in peace to my checking account. But she needed it eventually, so why not do it now? Hopefully it'll be big enough forever. If not, then kill me. And yeah, I guess I didn't even talk about Bonnabelle very much. If you didn't know, Bonnabelle is my Savannah monitor. I guess you knew that by now. But I just did a whole video on her, so you can watch that if you want to learn more about the animal itself. But it also comes off quite easily. The screen, I said easily, it's not coming off. See, whoa, look at that, excess, and then it kind of pops over. So it's a very DIY looking thing, but yeah, there we go. So the final steps, like I said, is add more stuff and actually contain Bonnabelle so that she doesn't get out of it, because that's really annoying and not exactly healthy for her to not be in her enclosure like whenever she wants. I already had an experience with a free roam slider. I don't need experience with a free roam monitor. Let's just not. But usually these are like wooden built, like built out of wood. I just didn't feel like doing that. I thought it might look more interesting if it's done like this. Easier, possibly cheaper. I don't know if it's actually cheaper, at least more efficient and just a little more unique to see how it works, because I tend to like the look of the tubs a bit more. The outside is extremely ugly. I want to fix this somehow. I tried bamboo on Franklin's, it looks kind of weird. You can see Franklin's tub video here. So yeah, you can leave ideas if you have something that could cover the entire outer edge of this to make it kind of blend in or look nicer or whatever. But there we go. That's Annabelle's new enclosure. I'm glad that's over. So we'll see what the next build is. Okay, I'm Alex, and thanks for watching.
Baby.